dedication of the Bharat. May all sentient beings be happy, well, and peaceful. May we all be free from suffering. May we all be free from pain. May we all be free from attachment, from greed, anger, and ignorance. May we all attain ultimate happiness and peace of enlightenment through the guidance of Buddha's wisdom and compassion. Namo Buddhaya, Namo Sanghaya, Namo Dhammaya, Namo Sanghaya. So that's something very different, I guess. But it's a Chinese or Japanese style of chanting that I do. And so I was raised in Japan, so that's naturally. I speak Japanese, I don't speak English much, but it's getting better. But so anyway, so as I was introduced, I will try to focus on my talk for the peace part. Heiwa. I mean, actually, my foundation called Heiwa, Peace and Reconciliation Foundation, which I started like 6 years ago, simply because I used to be at the temple priest. So, but in the Buddhist temple, if you're there, you have so many things to take care of. So sometimes I feel like, I can't do everything myself. But then, and I served actually 25 years. In United States for the Buddhist temples. So since they recognized me as a 25 years of service, so immediately they recognized me, I decided to go back to the school and then decide to do a little more research, because if it's a temple, there's no way you can study or education. We talk about education, sometimes educators need the time to study. And so I decided to go out, go back to the school. So I went to actually New York Theological Seminary, which has faith study, because ever since I came to New York, there are many things done by interfaith, so which means Buddhist, not only Buddhism, but also like of course Hindu, Jain, also, but then expanded to the Christian, the Jewish and all those Islam and so forth. So in a way, it's just when we talk about peace, the world peace, and also we need everybody to work together, basically. So how can we able to work together is a big question for myself, and so that's one of the reasons I went to the New York Theological Seminary. And at that time, I actually researched about the swastika symbol. But it is actually very interesting in a way. New finding for me was that particular swastika symbol is how universal that particular symbols are. Meaning all of that, Buddhists of course use, Hindu use, Jain use, and then the Native Americans here use. Yeah, and also some of the indigenous of other countries use. Actually, Christian used to, because because Hitler used as a cross, which is a Christian cross, but nobody talk about that. But then, and then even like a Jewish people, of course that's for the Holocaust is one thing, but yet if you go back to the ancient time, so you find the swastika in the synagogue. So there's something to do with the swastika symbol to all over the world. I mean, we're talking about interfaith, right? So we have a lot of different religions together. But one thing we can't use, one symbol is a swastika. Swastika symbol, we never be able to use it simply because in this country, though, of course, you're talking about Western country, then that's, but then so in a way, that symbol, the swastika, is bringing the peace. So you can bring all the different religions together. And so for me, that's something very interesting. And so in a way, it's a universal part of the symbol itself. Because it is actually very balanced. All the different direction comes, and then it's considered a sun symbol sometimes, and also the moon symbol probably. And so there are many parts of the swastika can bring peace, bring the what we talk about. I'm not trying to talk about swastika today, but there's a L. There are 4 L's in the swastika, because 1, 2 legs, 3 legs. So it looks like an L. So actually, when the swastika was introduced to the Western society, they say light, like a light with a light, and then life, we respect all the lives. And then love, to love and compassion more like. And then the good luck. So actually, those all 4s are considered as, life, love, luck. So it's an all good symbol. So that's the way it was introduced. Anyway, so that's a stop here. But because I want to talk about the peace today, and also I don't know you pay attention to some news or not, but then for me it's something extra happy, meaning like yesterday. October 11th, in the morning, I just got this news, but the Nobel Peace Prize was given to Hirankyo, the Japan Hirankyo. They are actually a group of the people who are, survivor of the atomic bomb in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And they have been working, tirelessly about how dangerous the nuclear weapons are, and then they should, no more, like a phrase like no more Hiroshimas, no more Nagasaki's, no more, wars, and no more violences, and so forth. So it's a part of the very important message. But then at least those groups, many people already died, but yet they continue to do the work, like in a way, grassroots work. So like here you're gathering, and then in a way the grassroots activities moving towards against the caste system, or all those bring the idea of equality, and so you need to practice compassion, bring the wisdom, and all those things are really very important. It doesn't change. It may change next week, next day or something. But yet, most of the time we just continue. But so the patience is very important for this game to bring the peace. We will say, we have a peace, but then all of a sudden, next moment they could have violence and wars too. So, but then even violence and wars, what's happening in the world, we try to keep those mind of peace, mind of compassion. And that's a difficult thing, but yet, we should be able to continue. And then continuous things become the power. So I think this Nobel Peace Prize was given to Hibakusha, the survivors group, was very, very encouraging for me. And I hope, this Ambedkar's, because to be honest with you, until last year, I really didn't realize how much of the Dr. Ambedkar is contributed to the Buddhism in India. Because when I was student, like 40 some years ago, so when I learned Buddhism in India, we always learn about Shakyamuni Buddha's time, so 2,500 years ago, these things happened, but then after this was destroyed, as if the Buddhism is already gone from India. That was the most of the parts that I learned. But then I didn't know anything about this particular, the Dr. Ambedkar, and then also his followers, 500,000 people, became Buddhist in 1956, on October 14th. So this is something new to me, and I thought it was wonderful to bring the wonderful that you're doing here continuously, and then finally I even know what you're doing, and so which means I wanted to encourage more people